Hello, welcome to today's flow. My name is Elise Chayabracha Adelson. Today's practice will be an exploration of embodying the element of water. We'll explore our fluid sense of self as we move through any areas of stagnation and stuckness, bathing ourselves in waves of love and healing. Starting off in a comfortable seated position, you can sit on a blanket if you need. We'll need one block today. Two could be helpful as well. Placing one hand on your heart, one on your belly, and taking a good couple cycles of breath to notice, observe how your breath is moving through you. You can keep your hands on your heart and your belly, or place your hands anywhere else that needs extra attention, awareness, and healing. Be your forehead, shoulders, knees. And as you begin to cultivate ujjayi breathing, breathing in and out through your nose with a gentle caressing at the back of your throat, we'll set our intention with each inhale, saying to yourself, I am. And as you exhale, waves of love. Continue with that along with your breath, inhaling, I am. And exhaling, waves of love. And as you continue, you can keep with that mantra. If there is something that resonates more with you, such as I am, waves of healing, feel free to meet yourself where you are. Every time we step on our mat is different. Two more full cycles of breath. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, waves of love. And allow this to be a practice of exploration and inquiry, using our breath and our movement to help move through any areas of stagnation or stuckness. Opening your eyes, releasing your hands. You can keep this seat. If you want, you could extend your legs out wide. Again, you could use a blanket for a little bit more upliftedness. We're going to use one block today. Two could be very helpful as well. Let's begin to undulate through our spine. So let's right away begin to wave through the spine. Again, the legs can be wide or they could be crossed. Moving through flexion and extension and no judgments as you observe any areas of stuckness or stagnation. This is a practice of just that, practicing, noticing. One more cycle. And begin to circle. Circle around in your spine. Possibly moving through all those places and spaces that haven't been explored in a while. Switch directions, circling around. So our lives are pretty linear in our modern day livings, modern day environments. So let's invite in more of a sense of circular movement. Bring yourself back on up to center. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Lateral movement, side bending. Rhythm of your own breath. It's as if we're using this shape, this movement to invite in and increase our sense of worth and self-value through the side body, making more space for you, for your breath. One more time, each direction. We meet center, hands and knees. You can place a blanket underneath your knees if you need. Grab hold of one of the blocks and place it in between your upper inner thighs. So we're creating a sense of containment, a way to contain and channel our flow. Curl the toes under and begin to wave through the spine. Wave-like movement through the spine. Do one more in this direction, and then switch direction. Around, moving through flexion and extension. Let's do one more. And then I invite you again to go the other way and let your heels float upwards. And from here, again, begin to do about 3 to 4, waving through your spine. And then 3 to 4 in the opposite direction. So we're maintaining a sense of hugging in through the lower body to help channel the flow within and throughout our body. Good, and then keep those heels lifted up, or feel free to lower the feet to the ground. You're going to reach the hips back, feet down, heels float up as you pulse forward. And forward and back. Good, couple times. I'm not trying to make anything too crisp. We're not trying to make anything perfect. We're exploring the flow within us. And then center, let the heels float up if you like, and circle around. About 3, 4 times each direction. Oh yeah. Moving through any areas of stuckness and stagnation. We're inviting a sense of wave-like movement throughout the body. Waves of love and compassion and kindfulness. Center, curl your toes under and come into a downward dog shape. More like a tiger dog. So you're still squeezing the block in between your upper inner thighs. Heels are lifted, knees are bent. Wave-like movement here. So hugging the block in between your inner thighs. Good. Do 2 more in this direction. You can keep with this direction or explore reversing it. 3 to 4 times. Last round. Tiger dog. Squeeze the block in your upper inner thighs. Get nice and long through the side body. Release your neck. Breathe fully and 3-dimensionally. And allow your breath to acknowledge your 3-dimensionality. So often, again, in our modern day living, we're moving and breathing in a 2-dimensional way. So breath, breathing front, back, and sides. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Heels on the ground. And then keep your knees bent, opposite hand, opposite elbow. Seaweed at the bottom of the sea, side to side. And then release your hands. Release the block to the side, maybe blanket to the side. And I'm going to take my socks off now that I'm warmed up finally. And place your feet as wide as the mat. And you may need to have 2 blocks nearby. So feet as wide as the mat. Turn your toes inward enough that the outside edges of your feet are parallel to the outside edges of the mat. Then unlock your knees and reach your sitting bones back. Fingertips on block or the ground. So nice little counter stretch here. Get nice and long to the sides of the body. And again, 3-dimensional breathing. Bring more weight back into the heels, lengthen the distance between your pelvic bones and your ribs. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. And again, opposite hand, opposite elbow, or opposite pinkies to opposite elbow crease. Seaweed at the bottom of the sea. We'll make a little infinity sign. Side to side, 2 more times this direction. And the other direction, other way. Finding center. Come into a halfway lift. Slide your hands to your upper shins, long spine. Place your hands on your thighs and rise up with a long spine. We'll undulate through the spine again. So keeping the knees now bent forward and roll up. Undulating through the spine. Wave-like movement, wave-like qualities, embodying this sense of fluidity, the element of water, and any other qualities you can think of when you think of water. Flow. One more. And then roll all the way on up to standing. Bring your feet together or hip width distance apart. Sweep your arms up, interlace your fingers, and release your index fingers and your thumbs. Side to side movement. Side to side. Then begin to circle like you're scraping out the last of the tahina out of the jar. 2 more times this direction, so you're circling through the upper body. And about 4 or 5 times in the opposite direction. Bring it back to center. Squeeze the biceps in towards your ears. Root down through the feet. May we strengthen our vessel to be of service in love. Release your arms by your sides. Grab onto your block. And again, place it in your upper inner thighs. So you're hugging into your midline. So you're creating a meaningful boundary in which to contain and direct your flow. Bend your knees into a chair-like pose. And the same thing here. Begin to undulate through the spine. Keep the knees bent, the legs hugging in, so you're awakening the inner seam of your body, your adductor, connection to the earth. 2 more like that. It's as if you're moving through cat-cow with the spine. And then keep that chair-like shape. Reach your arms up and then side to side. Good, and then begin to circle through the upper body. Whatever the arms feel like doing, put it all together. A little freestyle. And so we have moments where I may suggest certain shapes or movements, but at any time you like, feel free to move in the ways that your body is asking, in the ways that your tissues are craving circular movement around. For another 3, 2, and 1. Undulate through the spine, flexion, extension, but let's let the legs lengthen in between the movement. There's no right or wrong way. Oh, let's do 2 more like that. And slowly bring yourself on up. Block to the side and step your legs out wide. So we're also exploring the pulsation, the life force of expansion and contraction, like the top of the wave and the bottom of the wave. Feet are parallel, so outer edges of the feet about parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Take your hands to your hip and hinging at your hip creases, fold forward. Again, use blocks or fingertips, walk them forward, unlock your knees. Reach the hips back. Couple cycles of breath here. Get nice and long through the spine. Nice and long through the sides of the body. 3-dimensional breath. And then walk the hands back. Keep the knees bent and roll on up. Reach your arms into cactus arms. And this time, you're going to grip the mat, claw the mat with your toes, and do the same with your hands. And then lift the toes and spread the hands. Do that about 3-4 more times. Good. So exploring the sensation, the dance again of contraction and expansion. Good. One more. Nice. And then straighten out your arms, sweep your arms to the side, and take your hands to your hips. Same thing here. Again, hinge at your hips, unlock your knees. Hands down to the ground, keep those knees unlocked. And again, opposite pinky to opposite elbow crease. Infinity sign, like seaweed at the bottom of the sea. And if you like, as you move to one side, bend that side's knee. Let the head go as fast or slow as you like. And now reverse. Reverse the direction of the infinity sign. Relax your face. Meeting center. Hands below your face. Turn your heels in, toes out. Bend your knees. And then take your hands to your upper thighs, the top of your thighs. And a little bit side to side, swaying side to side in your goddess pose or horse pose. Finding center. And then begin to undulate through the spine again, keeping the knees bent, rounding up and falling down like waves. Rising and falling. 3-4 more times. Again, moving through any areas of stagnation and stuckness. Maybe you could think of somewhere in your life that you can bring in and add the qualities of water. Knees bent as you come to center, reach the arms up. Side to side movement. Side to side. Let's do one more time. Each side. And center. Hands on your thighs. Reach your right shoulder towards your left inner thigh and pulse through center and switch. Couple more times. Noticing if the qualities of water are something that you crave more of, that's familiar to you. And finding center, walk your hands on over to the right to a low lunge. Front knee bent, extend out through the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the hips back, lengthen through the front leg, spin the back heel to the ground, and flex, dorsiflex your right foot. So toes to shin. Let's dance between those two shapes. Inhale and exhale. Hips back, toes to shins. 3-4 more times. Reach it back. And 2. One more. And back. Bend the front knee. Walk your hands to the left all the way to the other side. Long through the spine. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, spin the back heel flat, hips back, and flex the left ankle. Inhale, bend to the front knee. And exhale, reach it back. 3 to 4 more times. Again, you can use blocks underneath your hands if you need. And last round. Make your way into downward facing dog. Lower down to your knees. And again, place the block in between your upper inner thighs. Tiger dog, claw the mat. Keep the knees bent. Lift the hips up. Again, a couple of like rolling like waves, hugging the block in between your upper inner thighs. One more. On this next round, as you come forward, lower down to your knees in a modified variation of plank pose. Let the heels float up or keep them on the ground. Bend your elbows into a variation of chaturanga, low push-up, only halfway. And then coming into a variation of up dog, squeeze in the block. Then you bring your hips back, feet down to the ground, round the spine, bring it back, hips back. And we'll meet lifting the knees into that tiger dog. Again, bringing it forward onto your knees, modified plank. Heels float up. Bend the elbows, low push up into an up dog variation. You can keep the heels lifted throughout. Begin to round through the spine, feet down, hips back, and meeting in tiger dog. Do that about 2 to 3 more times. Plank with knees down, heels float up, lower, push up, squeeze the block. Hips back, feet lower, hips back more, and tiger dog. About 1 or 2 more times, whatever you need. Make sure you're breathing. Wave-like movement with the breath and the body. Heels float up, push up, and downward facing dog, tiger dog, or down dog. Lengthen your heels towards the ground. Walking your hands back towards your feet. Keep a bend in your knees, sweep the arms up, press the ground away, reach the arms up, pause here. Again, may this practice strengthen my vessel to be of service of love. And bring your hands to your heart. Pause and notice any shifts or changes, the effects of your efforts, how the movement may have freed the flow of different areas of your body. You may feel more alive and awakened. We'll flow it down. Sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Hinge at your hips. Bend the knees and fold. Walk your hands forward and lower your knees down. Take the block from in between your legs and have a seat. Again, on a rolled mat or blanket. Placing your hands wherever you like. Again, wherever you need a little extra healing, attention, awareness. Or one hand to the belly, one to the heart. Noticing that internal yoga buzz that you created. The sense of freedom. Sending the breath anywhere in your body. I could use some more flow, freedom. And stay here as long as you need. If not, open your eyes, bring your hands together, rub your hands together, rub them, rub them, rub them, rub them, rub them. And as if you're about to cup something magical that you're going to receive, well, you are going to receive. Open your hands, blow in, And then shower, bathe yourself in all the waves of love that you just created, energy. Place your hands on your heart, close your eyes. May this practice be a benefit to us and everybody else around us. Namaste. Thank you for your presence and your participation. Have a great rest of the day.